Welcome back, beauties, or welcome if you are new here. Angela Denise here, and today we're taking another look at the new Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana Holiday 2025 eyeshadow palette. Now, this palette came out at the very beginning of October, so I've had a couple of chances to play with the eyeshadow. If you've already checked out my swatch video, you know we went through my collection and we compared it to all of the different eyeshadow palettes that I have from Pat McGrath, which is over 20. And my findings are quite interesting. If you haven't watched, you should go watch. But this video, I'm going to be creating 2 eyeshadow looks for you using this eyeshadow palette. I hope that you love videos like this because sometimes you need a little bit of inspiration when you buy these eyeshadow palettes. You want something that is everyday wearable and, fun at the same time. So if you want to see me create 2 different looks using this eyeshadow palette, please keep on watching. Okay, beauties, let's go ahead and dive into look number 1 using the Gilded Nirvana palette. Before diving in, I'm going to use some of my Sephora Blurred Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana. I'm just going to put some of that under the eye to catch any fallout if I have any. All right. I went ahead and I pulled out my Pat McGrath Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction, just in case I need a companion palette for today, because the Gilded Nirvana palette does not have a lot of colors that I would lean to for like a transitional shades or structure shades, if you will. You have this color. What color is this? This is the new Nirvana. This is New Nirvana, and this shade here is Moonlit Mauve. Moonlit Mauve does have a little bit of reflect in it, but the base of it is a matte color. I'm going to go ahead and take the Fenty Beauty Cocoa Naughty Bronzer. That's the bronzer that I'm wearing today. One of the things that I love to do to add cohesion to a face is to take the bronzer that I'm wearing for the day and apply that in the crease. Pulling out my Moonlit Seduction Mothership 10 to add structure to the eye, I'm going to take this color here, and this is Extreme Nocturne. You can also do the same technique with an eyeliner. I like that method more for my seasoned makeup enthusiasts or pros, people that's been doing makeup for many years. So if you're a beginner, I suggest sticking to an eyeshadow. So adding structure, I just want to take and pat in that eyeshadow right there on the outer edge of the eye in my eye socket. Just pat that color in. And I'm going to blend it towards my tear duct. Windshield wiper motions, but don't go past the center of the pupil. Okay, and then using the very tip of your brush, this is going to be like a domed crease brush. Open your eye and look straight into your mirror and just pat that color on the outer corner of your lid. Repeat on your other eye. Going back to the fluffy eyeshadow brush that you use to apply your bronzer, and I'm just going to blend the edges. right, so now is the fun part. I am going to take Nude Nirvana. This is a fluffy crease brush, but it is a small, fluffy crease brush. I'm going to take that on the crease area on the first half of the eye and blend it, just overlapping that extreme nocturne color slightly in the crease. Okay. I'm actually going to use the same brush and I'm going to dip into, is that Cherry Noir? Yeah, I'm going to dip into Cherry Noir. And I am just going to kind of swipe that on my lid like this. In the middle of my lid, basically use your pupil as a guide. So right over top of your pupil, taking a flat shader brush like this, dipping into Bronze Aura. I'm going to pat that color over the first quarter of my lid, patting up to right before I get to the crease area. And then overlapping that color with Cherry Noir. Not adding any more product. I'm just going to take the shader brush and blend out that crease. Just using a smudging motion. I'm going to take the Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Glide Eyeliner in the shade Shade, and I'm going to line my waterline. Taking a pencil brush, I'm going to take my bronzer, smudge some of that under the first portion of my eye, the first quarter of the eye. Taking the same pencil brush, going into the shade Structure. All right, I'm going to put on a lash and mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, so I am back, and this is the completed look. I went ahead and applied a coat of the Lancome Lash Idol waterproof mascara in black to my top and bottom lashes, and then I put on, let's see, my Lily Lashes in Hollywood. All right, friends, that is going to complete look 1 for today. Okay, beauties, we are going to dive right into tutorial number 2 using my Pat McGrath Holiday Palette Gilded Nirvana. And I'm thinking I'm going to do something purple today. Now, this is not it can be, let me say that, but I am not using this palette as a standalone palette. This is going to be a companion palette. So today for my structure, I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath Mothership 6 Midnight Sun. And I think that it's absolutely perfect for fall. And it doesn't hurt that it already has something purple in there. So I'm just going to play off of that. And this is the palette that we're going to use today to go along with Gilded Nirvana. So to start, I'm just going to take a fluffy crease brush and I'm going to take the color Taboo. That is a really pretty neutral colored brown. It reminds me a lot of Saddle by MAC, but more neutral. What am I thinking? Let me go ahead and put a little primer on my lids. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then I'm going to take some translucent powder and just add it here because, you know, just in case I get fallout. Back to that mid-tone brown. Then I'm going to take, let me see. Let me take a little bit of Extreme Dusk. Yeah. This is a Crease Pro by Sonia G. I'm just going to pat that color on the very outer corner of the eye. Then I'm going to go back in and use the same fluffy crease brush that I applied this brown color with, the first brown color. And this is Vermilion Venom. And I'm just going to blend out Extreme Dusk. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit more of Vermilion Venom and blend it to the front edge of the eye here. And I want to pick up a little bit of Skin Show Moon Glow. This is a Worker Pro from Sonia G. Now for the action. I'm going to take this is just like a sable hair paddle, like small shader brush. And I want to take the color Cherry Noir out of the Gilded Nirvana palette. And I want to layer this over like the outer third of my eye, overlapping Extreme Dust out of the Pat McGrath palette. It's very pretty. Has some shift to it. All right. Now, Cosmic Orchid. And I wasn't even supposed to do purple today, but I love purple. And I just can't help myself. Dipping back into Cherry Noir. Back into Cosmic Orchid. Okay, now what I want to do is take a little bit of Vermilion Venom and Taboo, and I'm going to take that up under the eye. Like so. Okay, I'm going to use that same Pencil Pro brush by Sonia G and pick up a little bit of Extreme, what is this, Dusk. Being very careful because this color is super intense. Okay. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of my One Size Boucle Silk Powder in the shade Medium Rich or Rich Medium Dark. And this is a Sonia G Master Face Brush. Ooh. And just dust away the excess powder. I'm also going to take my new love. This is my Denisa Myrick's Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Setting Spray. And I'm just going to spray my face down. I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara and a lash, and we'll come back. I'll do lips, and we'll talk about my final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. All right, beauties, I am back, and off camera, I applied a coat of my Givenchy, which one is this? L'Entrée Couture Mascara, Couture Volume Mascara. It's funny that it's volume because I didn't feel like I got volume from it. But anyway, in 2 coats to my bottom lashes. And then I apply the Kiss Couture Masterpiece eyelashes in Pret-a-Porter. I've worn these a couple of times on camera already. Okay, so today for my lip combo, I'm going to be using the new Pat McGrath lip liners. Yeah, these are the new Perma Precision formula. A while back, a few of you asked me what I thought about the new formula. It is amazing. I've had a chance to use it a little bit over the last month or two, and they are beautiful. This is the color Mocha Obsession. And not only are the colors beautiful, but the formula is where it really shines because the formula is really long lasting. I tested them out originally on the back of my hand and washing dishes, doing all of the things that I would normally do throughout the day. And they really did stay on the back of my hand. And I had to manually remove them with makeup remover to get it off. But anyway, this is the Garth Makeup by Mario Ultra Suede Lipstick in the shade Garth. I'm going to take a little bit of lip liner. I actually want to take the darker shade. This is Divine Brown. All right, so that is a lippy for today. I want to go with something neutral, something that wouldn't clash with the purple and go with my other things that I have going on. Now, this is my second time playing with the Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana Holiday 2025 eyeshadow palette, and I do love it, y'all. I love it. Most people want to know, is it worth it or not? You know, I personally believe that worth is going to be defined by you as the consumer. So what it is a collection of beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows that you can use in addition to a neutral palette. That's what I believe. If you do not have a lot of Pat McGrath eyeshadows in your collection, I think this is a great way to have multiple Pat McGrath eyeshadows, color that you can use with a variety of your other eyeshadow palettes. Even if you did have a large collection like myself, there are colors in this palette that I really don't have in any of my other palettes, a few of the colors. For example, the Cherry Noir shade, I really don't have a shade like that in my collection. And Today is the second time that I use that color, and I really love it. And I really think that it's a beautiful one and done kind of eyeshadow, along with Mystique Mauve. I don't have a lot of Mystique Mauve in my collection. I love this eyeshadow color, and Moonlight Mauve as well. They are really beautiful shades that I would consider more of your one and done type of eyeshadows. And it just, there's just something about Pat McGrath that really inspires me when I get a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. If you love color, this is a palette that you would enjoy. I think this is a great eyeshadow palette to gift yourself during the holiday season. And honestly, I get more excited about Pat McGrath's holiday eyeshadow palettes over like the motherships these days, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a variety. Most of the time it'll be more than 12. Now, this is the smaller palette that she's come out with, so I will say that I'm a little bit disappointed by that fact. I was not expecting the palette to be so small. The packaging is a little bit more elevated up to closer to Pat McGrath quality standards. Like, it's definitely not like the mothership, but the gold and black, it's 10-year anniversary. It's different than anything else that she's come out with from an eyeshadow palette perspective. So in that sense, it is fun. I'm happy to have this. I'm a collector of Pat McGrath. I think Pat McGrath her eyeshadows are some of the best that you can get on the market. Top 3 for me right now. Definitely Natasha Denona would have my number 3 spot. Number 2 would be Pat McGrath, and number 1 would definitely be Denise. We're going to talk about all of that in a different video. But anyway, worth is defined by you. I think that it's worth it. It is different than her other palettes that she's come out with. Holidays, you get more of a larger palette, and I've personally enjoyed the holiday palettes because you're getting just something different and a variety of different other colors with that Pat McGrath formula. This is expensive, so don't be shocked at the size when you get it if you're used to shopping the motherships or the other holiday palettes like myself. You heard it here. It's a lot smaller than you may expect. However, still beautiful nonetheless. And I did think that I created some beautiful eyeshadow looks. Pat McGrath has some of the prettiest purples in the business, if you ask me. I have a couple of Pat McGrath purples, and this is one of the absolute prettiest that I have on the lids right now. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you give it a big thumbs up. And this new feature that they have, this hype the video up, honey. Let's hype this video up. If you love eyeshadow tutorials, let me know what eyeshadow palette you want me to do next from Pat McGrath. And until the next time, I'll see you later. Bye.